So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So there's been a lot of talk about the Fuchsia Village Grand Voyage, that is local sea monster, recently. And the focus has been on Rayleigh and Gabon. Why hasn't there been a new team yet for level 5? And we'll go through that in this video, and we'll also talk about a potential team that could happen as early as this week, which is pretty wild to think about, but we'll see what happens. Let's just recap what local sea monster does and what we need to account for. So at level 5 you need a full team of Psy Cerebral, and you need 1 Shanks on the team. We look at the guide. Psy units get CD reduction. Stage 4 you get 7 turns of attack down on level 5, and there's a big death damage. This stage is not free, by the way. It might turn out to be an issue eventually. But Rayleigh Gabon does resist attack down, so we do handle that. The bulk might be an issue, but you can always do resilience sockets. So the main issue here is the damage. But since you won't be using Rayleigh Gabon's swap final stage, you could potentially abuse the super swap. And if you can't get rid of it in time, you can always do the bug stall strat, of course. But that will be a lot of extra damage with a chain boost. You'd also have attack boost maybe from Shank's crew swap, and maybe some increased damage taken from the Treasure Map recruit NL. So it doesn't look hopeless. There are some things we can do. Anyway, Battle 5 is the big one. We have special reavers to deal with, which shouldn't be an issue since Reach Rayleigh is middle left, and bottom right will probably be NL eventually. Decreased chain multiplier growth rates, we need some kind of chain lock optimally. Shank's crew is still the best for that. He's just not the best captain. The goal is to get rid of him as captain, basically. 1 turn of death. This one might suck. The team we are imagining will work does not remove death, but we know the death can be out damaged, so we're hoping that's going to be possible. There's resilience. Which is one of the issues with not having Shank's crew as captain, is that you don't automatically deal with it. But thankfully we have the God Annual now released that helps with a lot of stuff that we need a Shank's crew for. And Viola for that matter. And yeah, it's not mentioned here, but on level 5 there's also a revive, which really sucks. You're only allowed to use 1 special. You have to deal with like 10 turns of Rainbow Shield. And you also have to deal with 7 turns of the spear. So that really means that any team you have to make for level 5 right now does need V3 Rayleigh and Perona Mihawk. And that also means that Rayleigh Gabon has to be Frank Captain, because you have to use V3 Rayleigh as sub, at least until he gets maybe a level limit break eventually. Maybe he actually gets good as a captain then, who knows. But yeah, let's talk about some just ideas we've had going through. My Discord regularly talks about this content, like local sea monster level 5, bug level 5. It's some of our favorite subjects, to be sure. But yeah, here's another idea we had. Might actually be worth testing just to see the damage output, but I've been lazy and I don't see it being enough. But yeah, basically we use an L pretty early. This gives us the increased damage taken final stage and end of turn damage, also for stage 4 by the way. NL also has the ship bind, which is going to be essential to replace the Viola for the revive. I forgot to mention this, but the revive does have ship bind. But basically for this team with Rayleigh Gabon, it's pretty straightforward. Looks like the normal team, like we get color affinity from Nami Usopp, attack boost is from Shank's crew swaps, won't be big. But at the same time, Rayleigh Gabon does give a big ore boost, which is nice. But the lost damage from a small attack boost is probably not going to make it possible. And what's even worse is that after the revive, we still have the same issue we always have with this content, is that the damage is going to be really tight. So this doesn't really improve anything. So yeah. But it can work in theory. We do get a little bit of extra boost. Sadly, Rayleigh doesn't have a color affinity support. That would be a game changer as well. But yeah, we just get a +1 0.1 extra attack, so basically nothing from the support. Because NL can run the priest to handle the spear, which is pretty dope. Will definitely be useful going forward. Another potential team, not a good team, it's just outline a potential strat, and this does get more damage on the revive because we can save Shanks's versus special for the revive, so we get a conditional boost then, and that makes it extremely free. So stage 4 should also be very easy. The issue, or not very easy, it should be because we can use Shanks' special stage 4, also carries over Death down for final stage. The main issue is that we lack so much with this team. We need some kind of chain lock. We need an attack boost final stage. We need color affinity final stage. There's just nothing we can fit, which is sad, of course. So yeah, this is crap, but it's at least a potential idea for the future. The issue, as I said, is that we have to run Rayleigh Gaban friend captain. Like otherwise we could have maybe put Shanks as friend captain and put Shanks crew in Viola's or Tashiga's spot. But even then, yeah, it wouldn't be enough. Just some ideas we've been throwing around. But yeah, let's get into the real team now, and this has the chance of actually being able to work, depending on what buffs, drumroll, that Cat and Dog gets. Yeah, this feels weird to see, but we're not long from Cat and Dog actually becoming good, and that might be a game changer. Basically, I've been waiting just for a potential good captain to replace Shanks with, but if you sort size or reroll and look at the captains, there are basically none. Like level limit break Robin might be the best, but she doesn't do an attack boost. Like if she did an attack boost, it would have been worth trying at least to see how much it does. But there's no good here. But if Cat Dog gets some modern multipliers, let's take a look at their current captain ability. Like right now, it can only go up to 4 times attack max. I want this to be like at least 5 times attack, maybe go higher than that once you do a few taps. That would be amazing. I'd also like for him to get some HP just to make stage 4 easier to survive, otherwise we might have to go Resilient sockets, especially as we lose Shanks crew captain, who has the potential of having a damage reduction captain. But yeah, I have high hopes for this. Another thing that might be really good with Cat Dog is that if you look at this team, basically NL gives increased damage taken final stage and end of turn damage. Mia Perona does the conditional. Frank Captain Rayleigh Gaban does an ore boost. Shank Crew Shaylock. What do we lack? We lack an attack boost. We lack color affinity. And what does Cat Dog do? One of the few units who does both attack and color affinity. Like usually I'd say that just buffing the existing unit will be super boring. But for Cat and Dog, please, for the love of anything, like just give them a modern captain. Just buff the numbers of this special, maybe add some extra goodies. But not base attack boost, please, because then we can't use them either. But yeah, they're so close to being good here that they can even give a better ore boost for final stage. So if this works out as I want, I'm very hopeful. As said, one issue is the death up final stage. Cat Dog recently got a support that can help with that. This Kiku will get an 80% damage death reduction. So yeah, that's not optimal, but we should be doing so much more damage in general that I think it should still work. And I know people have, and I heard a friend of me using this support on some teams he tried with Roger just to see what he can do. So I feel like it should work, but yeah. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. As discussed before, damage stage 4 and surviving stage 4 is an issue. Revive should absolutely be free with higher captain ability. No issues there. One thing to note though is the special bind, because Rayleigh of course resists it, but he only removes 7 turns. But thankfully Shanks crew has a very unique special, or sailor army, where he can completely avoid special binds. So that's also very, very clutch. Otherwise we'd have to put like Viola on him and drop Makino, but now we can keep Makino. So yeah, pretty good. We might actually do so much damage that we could even change ship to get higher HP, like whale sharks, for example. Could be an option. But yeah, I'm pretty hopeful. One thing to note as well is that there's paralysis, and that could be removed with cat dog swap. But NL Sailor does reduce paralysis as well, so that's pretty clutch. One thing to mention as well is that I imagine cat dog could get a super swap, and that could also affect things. So yes, exciting days. I decided to drop this video early, not because like some are worried that we're not getting a 6+ because it's a duo unit. I'm not really worried about that. What I'm worried about is that whatever buffs cat dog gets, it's going to not work for this content. So at least now I can talk a bit about it, so I took the chance. And of course, if it does work, I'm going to farm cat dog as soon as possible and just try it out myself, see if it actually works. So let me know down in the comments, do you think this will work? Or are you excited for the possibility of the first 6+ duo unit? So yeah, thanks for watching guys. See you next time.